My name is Liz Kettle, and I want to tell you a little bit about my Anthology of Memories class. I love this class. Basically, it's a collage class to help you to tell your stories. Stories about your family history or personal stories of growth, or just, you can do a story of just about anything. Almost all my work is about story in some format or another. And I always was drawn to collage, but I couldn't figure out how to do it for the longest time. And there weren't a lot of classes that explained all of the ins and outs of collage. So what I did is studied for years with a lot of different teachers, read a lot of different books, and then I developed this class to help understand how to do collage. Some of the hardest things are, you know, how to layer and how to know when to stop, and how to bring things together, and especially in a book format where they have to flow from one page to the next. So that's why I developed this class. And what I love about it is every student's work is completely different. We all start off with the exact same techniques, and the work is just so amazing. Everybody has such a great time when we tell our own stories. I just wanted to show you a couple of them, of the ones I've done. This one's a little more traditional. It was one of my first accordion books, and it's a little bit more traditional in technique. It's not very messy or contemporary. It's a little more, I'm not sure what the right word is, but anyway, they've got a lot of hand stitching on here and a little bit of machine stitching. One thing I want to say about this class, if you are not really a super duper machine sewer, do not worry, because I can totally teach you everything you need to know in 5 minutes, how to use a really simple machine. So, and even if you don't have a machine, we'll have a couple in class that we can share amongst each other, because a lot of the work is about the composition and not so much about the sewing. So don't worry about the sewing part. We will get that down, and you don't even have to sew at all. We have ways of not sewing. So this one is a little book about welcoming babies into our world and how special they are. And this next book I want to show you is, this one is called Changes. It's a little bit more, I worked a little bit more intuitively on this one. There was a lot less planning. A lot of the imagery is trees. I'm very connected and drawn to trees and eggs. And I worked on this book at a time when my grandmother had died in the same year that my first grandson was born. So I had a lot of changes going on in my life, and it's reflected in here in some of the different pieces. And I'll have some close-up pictures for you. This is another book I did that's a totally different format. This is more of a traditional book format. And this one is about, in response to a book I read about the Great Depression and about the Dust Bowl. And it was called The Worst Hard Time. I think that's what the title is. Anyway, this was my reaction to it, because the story just touched me so much. And so this is more of a traditional book based on imagery and rusty things and bits of the Southwest, kind of that talk about the Dust Bowl and how resilient our society was to work through that. I love this book. I'm still working on it. I have a few little things I want to add, but so you can work in this kind of traditional book format, or you can work in this accordion book format. Either one is fun. I think the accordion book format is a great way to do gifts, especially for older people in your family. You know, sometimes, like if somebody's downsizing from a big home into a smaller home, they don't have room for a lot of books and stuff, and this is a nice way they can display some memories, or, you know, could do one about grandma's wedding or something like that, and that would be kind of fun. And you can go totally contemporary and fun, just because mine are more softer colors or more vintage looking. This one is a little book I did for my second grandson, Zachary, and it's just some pictures of his first year. It's totally simple, some hand stitching, and just a tiniest bit of machine sewing, and mostly just lots of great photographs. So I hope you'll join me with this class, Anthology of Memories in Fabric and Paper, and we will have a great time. You'll learn how to tell your stories, and you'll learn a lot about collage. Thanks.